Good afternoon. Like I said a while ago, I hope everyone's having a good election day. It is a nice breezy day. Unfortunately, usual disruption continues and mostly occupies my time. So I thought right now, while I'm here on a bus stop again, that I'd review for you a few details of the recent days, recent nights, and let you know that some of the I'm getting a few cards from under my computer. Uh, that I'm, like I've said through the recent months, that I'm always for a nation being safe, for stability, for everyone getting around all right. But the abused family and their co-conspirators that downtown doesn't want to do anything about is that they have drastically different ideas. And I was just reminded that on the night of the 5th, this past Saturday night, uh, I was early in the night. I was on a bus stop near Walmart, a usual stop near the corner of Beneva and Bee Ridge, when a man got into the probably usual old man of the endlessly broadcasting disruption that's put on me all the time. Everyone hears it whenever they're in proximity. He got into the intersection sound loudly saying an allegation of "you're with Reagan," but I just don't agree about that. I was respectful about him back when he was a president, and I wouldn't have ever even imagined that I had been known to a president anyway. But now it's how many years later, and creepy corruption, always secret themselves, never want to be around about anything, pivots on me through the use of the operation again. So anyway, for whatever their intents or whatever their activities are, that was a comment that was said. So a little while later, early on the same night, I was back to where I live on the porch near a particular office building, and excuse me, I just drank a Coke. I like Coke all right, but when I start talking, it seems like somebody knows somewhere and wants to induce bourbon. So anyway, uh, a man gets into the confusion saying this is a shooter. Now, how many times through the years did I report concerns against the man named Ashuto, the former Marine, says he's a gay that used to be a White House guard back during the Carter administration? Now, we said before that there was indication that there was corruption pivoting on Carter, that pivoted on Avon Sebring and Avon Carter back then, when there was a neighbor during high school named Jimmy Whitehouse, and then soon after, while I was in the Navy, the next president became Jimmy Carter, and that there was a controversy about a place outside of town named Carter Creek. Well, anyway, that's all a different story. But so anyway, he says that he announced himself. The man allegedly being a shooter from Sebring, former Marine and former or current corrupt Avon Park police officer, says that he thought of himself as announcing himself through the use of the Fiona McFarland campaign. I don't know. There have been some local people I don't know who passed by during while I was on a bus or walking or whatever, who had said that they kind of resented the McFarland because whoever it is suddenly came to town. I guess it's alleged that she's from Sebring and decides to run for office for a local position when she's never been involved with any local activities. So I don't know about that either. But anyway, soon after, on the same night, November 5th, a man who portrays himself as official, he doesn't want to say his name though, says this was gerrymandered by Marines. And I know seems ridiculous. This district area is home to a lot of very wealthy and influential people, a lot of accomplished people who deserve the attention that they get, and it doesn't seem likely that there would be any significant pivoting on this. But that's what he said, and it kind of coincides with what I've been hearing. Those same abuse from the same operation that others build political positions on. That they say we got access to him. Operation from uh, administration to administration, from job to job. Whoever gets appointed has access to him. Anything that might be significant, anything that might be worth anything, all it has to be done is take his name off of it and assign it to someone else. So anyway, when it turns out that the district was changed, the usual creeps in the traffic sound that like to cause an uproar and Armageddon threats started saying they're taunting of instead of having a campaign of your own, and that I didn't know exactly what they meant. but they're always still saying Marine accusation about it. They don't care about any of the rules. They never cared about any enlistment or anything. They're just from their personal egotism, of Ashuto and Bill, the former stepfather, Bill Love. Just a while ago, he was saying his usual sneaky, stalking old accusations from when I was a teen, and it's just really very irritating. And they built up their associations through the years. During the recent nights, a man alleged to be a former famous linebacker with the Miami Dolphins was getting into the confusion again. And by the name of Larry Zonka. Well, yeah, of course, I never knew the man. Back when I was in college, I sold cokes in the stands of the Orange Bowl during a couple of Dolphin games back in '73 when they won all their games. But I never expected I'd ever hear from any of them. So anyway, I'm hearing a man say, powerful sounding man, alleging being Zonka again. Said some of the old allegations pertaining to myself from when I was a kid. And just last night, a man sounding the same, portraying himself as being the tough former linebacker, started sounding a little bit troubled about matters and cited name Leonid Kravchuk for some reason. I don't know why. I'm always outside. It's very uncommon that I have a hotel room because I have to live on less than $700 a month Social Security. So I was in a sleep in last night. There was various intruding. Like I said earlier, a British sounding woman satisfiedly alleged that our nation's about to go through a national humiliation. I'm really wishing that everything could be sanely resolved instead. A while ago, the man alleging being the 100-year-old stepfather gets into the sound of an airliner again. Again, very confident and arrogant, saying words that he's about his behavior. And he wanted to say war threat again. And I really worry about it. But a difficulty that I've experienced is that they position on local corruption through a lot of years also. That they don't accept evidence against themselves, while others, the deputies that I've spoken to on the line, along the roadside, line deputies, they're mostly always courteous, but it's impossible to get anything done about matters that involve complexity. And then there's always interrupting. Whenever I try to speak about anything that might be, excuse me, I'm holding the laptop and it's a little bit windy out here. So my arm is getting a little bit tired about holding this computer up. So I'm going to have to conclude in a minute. So anyway, they buried their, the same night, they buried their, uh, just, various threats saying, including these attacked, and it's really, a lot of usual confusion. And, it's just really frustrating that I can't at least have some kind of associate position about these matters so they can be addressed by people that care to reply. So anyway, I hope everyone's going to be safe and really, honestly, sincerely, through these months and even through years before, I really do appreciate the various friendly, considerate commenting I see of people I don't know along the way. In a lot of ways, I think it's really extraordinary, and I wish that there could be some progress about the matters, and I think everybody would be glad about it. Hope everyone's having a good day. Have a good evening. Thanks.